how is climate change and a warming ocean affecting weather? Essentially, it's making weather more wild. So weather goes from one extreme to the other more rapidly and more violently. I mean, look, before humans increased greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, there was extreme weather, but it wasn't like this. It didn't go from one extreme to the other and then back and then back. So let me give you some examples. In the US, we are seeing a significant increase in intense precipitation events. These are the heaviest of all rainfalls and snowfalls. Now, if you're in the eastern third of the US, you are seeing a significant increase in overall rainfall and in these most damaging events. If you're in the West Coast, parts of the West are actually drying out, but they go from extreme heat waves and droughts to flooding, and then back to heat wave and drought. And true, in the West, we are also seeing an increase of the most intense rainstorms and snowstorms. And then in the Midwest, where we live, we're not seeing a change in annual rainfall, but we're seeing the rain come in heavier downpours with a longer stretch in between. So Minnesota is a classic example. I mean, over the last few years, went from flooding to severe drought in the same year. And so when people think about how a warming world might influence weather, it makes your weather more extreme. Now, people often want to know, well, look, is it going to be wetter where I live, or is it going to be drier? Because climate change can do both. The answer to that is, the rule of thumb is this: if you live in an area that is currently wet, it will become overall wetter and you'll have more intense rainstorms. If you live in an area that's currently dry, like the Southwest US, it's going to become drier, and your rainfall that you get will occur in heavier downbursts that with larger interspersal time periods. And if you live in an area that's neither wet or dry, but sort of in the middle, like the Midwest, where I live, you don't expect a change in overall precipitation, but you do expect it to come in heavier downbursts with longer periods in between. And in fact, we're getting longer seasons of extreme weather. So just last year, Minnesota had tornadoes in December. Actually, it was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Tornadoes in December. Are you kidding me? And then last year, Minnesota had rain in December, January, February, and March. We had rain every month last year. Since when does it rain in Minnesota in January? And since when do we get tornadoes in January? So you're getting extreme weather that goes beyond where it used to be, both in terms of time and geography.